Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wonsulting YouTube channel. My name is Jerry and I'm the co-founder here at Wonsulting. And today we are going to talk about one of my personal favorite topics, compensation negotiation. And if you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss the next videos. Let's get into it. Compensation negotiations, one of the scariest topics to talk about, a very personal topic for me. Before we dive in, I want to share you a story. When I got my offer letter at Google, I remember thinking to myself,
oh my God, Jerry, you are so lucky to get a full-time offer from Google.
But the biggest thing I thought about was, should I negotiate my compensation? I thought to myself, it's Google. Why would I need to negotiate my compensation? They're gonna pay me well anyways. Right before I signed my offer, I remember calling my recruiter, and in this call, I knew I was gonna start negotiating. So as soon as I called the recruiter, we did the typical, hey, how are you? And as soon as she said, hey, what questions do you have? I remember feeling like the whole world was about to explode. At the time, I felt like if I was going to ask for more salary or ask for more signing bonus or ask for more stock, that the recruiter simply was gonna hang up and say, listen, go find another offer. And so I remember thinking to myself, you know what? It's not the worst deal in the world. It's gonna be all good. So I remember saying, listen, I'm ready to sign the offer. When can I start? A year after I started, I remember we had a class of analysts. And I remember we talked about compensation negotiation as a topic. And one person mentioned how much they got paid, and it was actually $5,000 more than I was getting paid. Now keep in mind, we were all college graduates, we all came from similar backgrounds. There was nothing different, but the only thing that I heard from this one person was that they asked for more money. This is a mistake that I hope that none of you will make after watching this video today. So compensation negotiation, what is it? Most people think that compensation negotiation is all about getting more money. In fact, it's about getting paid fairly. And the reason why I don't like to say salary negotiation and rather I say compensation negotiation is that the money that you earn from a company is more than just your salary. Your salary is one piece in addition to the equity, the bonus, the benefits, the time off. All those things are captured in your total compensation, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Typically, total compensation is made up of three parts. One is your salary. Second is going to be your bonus. And the third is going to be your equity that you get within your company. Now, not all roles will get all three, but just know that those are three ways of getting paid. When you sum all three of those numbers up, that's how you get the total compensation number. So the first thing you want to do when you get your offer is look at how much your total compensation is after year one. So for example, let's say that you're an accountant. You get paid $70,000 as your salary and you have a $5,000 bonus. That means your total compensation is going to be $75,000. The second step is going to be taking that $75,000 and seeing if you can find other data online to see whether or not that number is high or if that number is low. I would use sites like glassdoor.com, linkedin.com/salary, levels.fyi, h1bdata.info. Once you're on these websites, the most important thing that you want to normalize for are years of experience for the role, location, and the job title. Make sure all three of those are consistent throughout your research and you should have a good number. Let's say after that, you find that your total compensation is actually lower. You're actually supposed to be getting paid $85,000 and not $75,000. At which point, perfect, because now you know that you are not being paid at a fair market rate and you can ask for more money. However, if the converse is true, then you should think about whether or not you want to start negotiating because you're getting paid above the market rate, which is honestly like the best deal. So let's say that you're being underpaid by $10,000. Imagine what $10,000 can buy you. 2,500 Big Macs, 1,500 Chipotle bowls, 20,000 bottles of LaCroix. And no, this is not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me LaCroix, hit me up. It is a significant amount of money. This is how you do it. First, you want to make sure you email the recruiter asking for their time. Say something along the lines of, I have a couple questions about the offer details that I'd like to go over with you. When's a good time for us to speak? Once you get on the phone with them, you have to remember that the recruiter is on your side. Yes, they have the company's best interests at heart, but at the same time, how useful is a recruiter if they hire 0 people. Probably not too helpful. You always have to remember that recruiters do have your best interests at heart because they do want you to sign the offer. So once you get on the call, you want to be polite. You want to be nice. You want to appear collaborative because recruiters are human beings too. And oftentimes, a lot of these decisions aren't actually up to the recruiter. They might be up to the hiring manager or the executive in the team. So you want to make sure you get off on the right foot with the recruiter. Here's how you do it. When you call the recruiter, 9 out of 10 times they're going to ask you how you're doing. Almost everyone will make this mistake. Everyone will say, "Good, how are you?" You do not want to be one of those people. I want you to tell them how you're actually doing. So what I would do is I would say something along the lines of,
"Hey recruiter, I'm actually doing pretty well. This past weekend, I had such a relaxing weekend. I went hiking, I saw a bunch of my buddies, and I also got to catch up with my family, which I haven't done in a while. How are you?"
Once you go through that, you want to say something like, "Hey recruiter, I am so excited about the role. I read through the offer and I couldn't be more excited. The biggest thing that's holding me back from signing the offer letter today is that it seems like the offer I have is below market average. What can we do to bring up the compensation to about $85,000? You can throw in a range there, you can throw in a single number, but the most important thing is that you want to keep it simple. You might be thinking, "Well, Jerry, shouldn't I be expressing my project? Shouldn't I be selling myself?" The answer is no. You've already done that in the interview and that's why they want to hire you. There's no need for you to resell yourself because you've already done that. Your biggest argument is going to be, "I am being paid here. The market rate is here. What can we do to make up for the difference?" The recruiter will either say, "Listen, that's fair, let me get back to you." Or they might say, "No, my hands are tied." Or they might say, "Yes," which hopefully they do. But if they do say no, just know that typically recruiters aren't there to get you. If they say no, that their hands truly are tied, and that's when you can start negotiating things like vacation days, maybe signing bonuses, or even a standing desk. So to recap, you want to make sure you do the research. Make sure that all the data that you find supports your argument. The second thing is you want to get the recruiter on the phone. And lastly, you want to make the ask. Keep it short, keep it simple, and you're gonna crush it. Thanks again for watching the video. I hope you found this helpful. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.